afternoon, South Africa. Welcome to Afternoon Express. Happy Women's Day. Happy Women's Day, beautiful
Every day
women.
is Women's Day for us.
Absolutely, it should be like that. Now, for those of you who aren't old enough to remember, Women's Day commemorates the march of about 20,000 women from all over South Africa to the Union Buildings in Pretoria in 1956. They were protesting the law which required black South Africans to carry a pass.
Now, it's a hugely significant historical event because women of all races and all walks of life joined the march, and this was back in the apartheid era. So since 1994, we celebrate Women's Day every year on the 9th of August. And today on Afternoon Express, we're using this day to highlight some South African women that are achieving some amazing things and to salute all of you women out there at home joining us on the show.
Absolutely. And joining us today is Africa's youngest neurosurgeon, Dr. Ncumisa Chilata. And we're asking you on social media, which quote from an amazing woman keeps you inspired? Can you think of one?
Every single thing that Maya Angelou ever said.
I know, right? Oh, we love her.
Amazing. Now, but first up, she is one of the hottest artists on the Afro soul scene. She started her career as a dancer and broke into the music world in 2012 with her hits Isibandla.
Well done,
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And of course the collaboration with Sugar Smacks called Take It Easy. Then in 2014 she released the power ballad that truly solidified her place on the R&B scene called More Than You. We are of course talking about Moneoa Moshesh.
Wow, very exciting.
I mean, just have a look at this.
Hello, darling, hello.
You look royal. I mean, absolutely stunning.
You're the queen of Women's Day.
It's Women's Day. I had to come out like a queen, honey.
Yeah.
So tell us about your childhood growing up. Did you ever imagine yourself in the entertainment industry? Was it a dream, or were you in a totally different place?
I always daydreamed about it, but I never imagined it would actually happen. And considering the circumstances under which I grew up, it's kind of like, it's far-fetched. You don't think that people out of my kind of hood will make it here, you know? And also when you tell people about what you are, like in areas like that, they don't exactly encourage you. They don't tell you, yes, you'll make it, yes, because for them, their reality is far from that, you know? Yeah. So I think at the back of my mind, I always knew I was destined for it, but I never quite believed it.
Well, let's go back to that foundation and where it wouldn't have been possible for you to become the woman that you are today. Because you come from a family of strong women. Your grandmother, I believe, was quite a powerhouse. Your mom raised you and your siblings, you know, single mother. So, I mean, that must have built quite a lot of strength for you as a young woman to be able to see two women, you know, working so hard and being so much for you.
Yes, definitely. My grandmother's like my role model, like my ultimate role model of all time. Like, she was a divorced single mother selling vetkoeks in the streets in the 80s, in the 70s. Yeah. And then by the time I was born, she was a self-made millionaire. Wow. And a single black woman at that time. That was like during apartheid. She was what we call as mashonisa, which is like a loan shark. So what she used to do is she started her business with the vetkoeks, and then that transformed into her starting this little loaning business where she would loan people money, and then you have to pay her back with interest. And then that, you know, grew over time, and then next thing you know, the woman was just making millions. She had like businesses all over the place.
Well, that entrepreneurial spirit definitely exists in you.
Yeah. I'm also like working around my English today. I don't know what's happening.
It's okay, babe. And then so you were passionate about dance. You're a
Yes.
self-taught dancer, and you say you used to watch music videos and just copy everything you saw.
Yes, I did. Everything, like Ciara, Aaliyah, Destiny's Child, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. Like, do you guys remember S Club 7?
Yes, don't stop, never get up.
Why didn't I
my
remember
gosh, I
S
was
Club
obsessed.
7? Because
I was obsessed with them. What? Girl?
Okay, but look, we all young girls would sing and dance. I mean, I still sing and dance in front of the mirror at home.
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily very good at it. At what point do you decide, oh, actually, I'm talented and I'm going to make a go for this?
I mean, I was a kid. So I was just doing it for the fun of it. I never actually made a decision that I'm actually going to do it. I just did it. And people were just like, you're really, really good. Next thing we were entering our competitions, local competitions. And then I think the peak of my dance career was when this company, honestly, I was like 16, I can't remember. We were doing, I think it was Shaka Zulu production back then at the Playhouse in Durban.
Right.
They did this little theatre production for Shaka Zulu and they needed dancers and I qualified as one of them and I was a dancer in that production, but that was the most I ever did. Everything else is just like competitions, winning competitions. You know those hip hop competitions during high school times where everyone enters. Like we went into what was called the You Got Served phase. Remember when You Got Served came out and Stomp the Yard, those kind of movies?
Yeah.
So we were like those kids that were like the African version of, you know, the Western hip-hop culture. And I was like this, they used to call me Miara.
Miara?
Growing up, Miara, or Moyanse.
Moyanse.
I don't know why they call me that. They all say I look like her, but
And then
So,
when
yeah.
did the singing enter the scene?
The singing entered the scene when I got to Joburg. So I finished off my matric year this side in Johannesburg. I mean, well, in Johannesburg. And after that, shortly after that, actually my first producer was Ricky Rick.
Amazing.
Yes, the first time I ever worked with anyone in the studio, it was Ricky Rick. And we produced a song called Buy This Album.
Just straight up,
Just buy this album.
just buy it.
I love it.
Just buy this album. And I was a rapper at the time. I was like a little, you know, they used to call me Money Marsh.
Oh, no, come, Money Marsh, give us a little,
Give out, you've
little
got to
freestyle.
drop.
Oh, no.
Drop some
Guys,
bars.
Guys, I
and
have
I can do
nothing.
Eminem, so you've got to go.
Guys, okay, I'll try to think up something.
Yeah.
But like, I have nothing. Like, I suck. I think that's why I was just like, maybe not the rap career.
Oh, thank goodness you went into R&B then.
Yeah, thank girl. Shortly after that, I met my previous manager, Songin Sbu, and then they introduced me to my current producer, Vusi Ndlovu, and he's actually Master Chaba Ndlovu's husband.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So we went into the studio, we recorded Life first, a song called Life. That was my first album. And then we recorded More Than You. And then shortly after that, I went into the studio with Beatmaker and Dan Joffe from King and I, and we recorded Spangla. And next thing you know, Spangla's a hit.
Wow, it was just one thing after another.
One thing after another. And then, I haven't looked back since. It's just been so great.
Well, we're not done with you. We're still going to chat more about what happened afterwards. Now, much more to come from Moneoa. Don't forget to share your thoughts this Women's Day. We're asking which quote from an amazing woman keeps you inspired. Head over to Facebook and Twitter and make sure you use #Afternoon Express or give us a call on 021-430-9881 and let us know. After the break, we sit down with Africa's youngest neurosurgeon, so stay right there. Joining us now in the loft.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express for our special Women's Day edition, where all the women in this office are still working today. Becoming a brain surgeon is probably not high up on most young girls' list of aspirations. But for Nkombisa Jilata, it became a dream after her passion for human anatomy was ignited through biology at school. Now, this passion set her on a path to becoming Africa's youngest neurosurgeon at the age of 29. And who better to invite to our loft in celebration of Women's Day?
Joining us now in the loft is neurosurgeon Nkombisa Jilata. Welcome to the loft. Lovely to have you with us.
Oh, thank you, Bonnie. Thank you for the invite, actually.
Absolutely. So growing up, you had a whole array of things that you thought you could become, from fashion designer to accountant. What narrowed you down to becoming a neurosurgeon?
Well, I think part of it is actually the schooling system. Where I grew up was in Umtata, so as part of the schooling system, we had to do biology, which was actually, I think, compulsory at the time.
Yeah.
For most people doing grade 10, 11, 12.
For everyone.
For everybody.
Biology.
Exactly. So part of it, of course, included, there was an introduction of the human body at some point. As you know, you study a lot of organisms, a lot of plants, a lot of, you know, live things. So part of it was the introduction to the human body. And what I found most fascinating about it was the nervous system, which then involves the brain, the spinal cord, peripheral nerves. At that point, I thought to myself, oh my goodness, finally I found the one thing that actually I think controls the world, you know, controls everything.
Yeah.
So to finally have an idea as to how it works, that I found very fascinating. And of course, when you get to medical school and you start, you start attending the hospital, you watch I don't know if you remember Grey's Anatomy.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it still is actually. And of course, there's this whole fascination with surgery as well. So I think combination of the two, then I thought, no, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Fascinating. It's still exciting, and of course was exciting right through from the beginning until.
Yeah, I think we're all relieved to hear that it's still exciting for you.
Of course.
Why is it that you are the youngest neurosurgeon in Africa? I mean, is it because you finished early or studied early, or is it more a field that people tend to gravitate towards when they get older?
I must be honest with you. I think part of it is I was a bit lucky because I started school early. I don't know, you remember the schooling system in South Africa is such that you're supposed to start grade 1, I think, when you're turning 7.
When you're turning 7,
I started when I was turning 6.
Uh-huh.
And I went to... Now, this is the medical school that I attended. Now, it so happened that medical school was 5 years. So I wouldn't say cheated the system, but I was lucky. So I did a 5-year medical school program. They have recently changed it back to 6 years.
To 6.
So I think all the universities now, they work on 6 years. So I started early and I did a 5-year program. So that's how I ended up finishing at 29.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you're only one of 5 female neurosurgeons in South Africa and one of 150 in Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, what is the barrier of entry to this field for women, do you think? Do you think it's specifically challenging for women to get into this field?
To be honest with you, Bonnie, I think the main issue is fear. You know, sometimes you imagine something and it may seem a little bit far-fetched. And you're thinking, okay, brain surgery, and every time you think, okay, I've seen some brain surgeons, they've looked a certain way, perhaps you don't really have a role model, somebody who looks like you, where you can
not represented in that space.
Where you can think, okay, I've seen so-and-so, she looks like me, she's like me, I can do it, you know. So part of it is then fear. Is there a reason then, you know, no people that look like me? you know, doing it then. I think most of it is mainly fear. And of course, the stereotypes that are usually placed upon women that, no, you're a woman, you're a lady, you must do pediatrics, you know, you must do dermatology. You
Something
must,
more nurturing.
Exactly. So I think I would say it's mainly fear, and partly, as you were saying, if we only have 5 now in South Africa, of course the number's growing, but then remember at some point there was only 1 or 2. So in terms of role modeling as well, perhaps we haven't had enough as well. So I'm hoping that with time and of course with more, you know, forums like this, then people will know more about it. And definitely we do need more. We need more ladies.
Absolutely.
We need more, you know, we definitely need more ladies.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll get more. And you mentioned fear. What is it about your upbringing and in your family life do you think that contributed to you being a fearless woman?
I must say, growing up in Umtata with my parents and my siblings, a part of it was I never grew up with a brother. So my dad, he himself is one person that believes as a woman, there's nothing you can't do. So I remember there would be times when, if it's time to change the car tire at home, there was no boy where he could say, oh, okay, no, this one is his job. So he would be like, come, let's go change the car tire. We'd do it together. We go wash the car, we go. I remember we used to go a lot to the local nursery, you know, to buy plants and seeds and this. So I never actually had that gender role at home where it's, this one is for girls, this one is for, because we grew up as just girls. There were 3 girls. So from growing up, I never really had the mentality that, no, certain things are, you know, geared towards men, certain things are geared towards women. So I guess that's part of it, you know. And of course, having parents that believe in you as well. And throughout life, from grade 1, grade 5, whatever grade you're doing, always being told, no, you are good at what you do, and you will continue to be good. And trust me, the level of motivation that comes with being told that you are worthy, it goes an extra mile.
Absolutely.
So I think that's part of it.
Yeah, and one of the things that you're passionate about is development funding for people who want to study in this field. And apart from just funding, how do you think South Africans can instill a love for education and a work ethic, a pride in their work ethic in young people?
You know what? Nothing goes over and above, how do you say it, demonstrating something. If I want you to have a specific work ethic, I need to myself show you how it's done. So we can't expect to raise a nation that believes in a certain principle when perhaps we ourselves are not displaying that principle. So part of it is, okay, I can't say to you, education is cool, and then I go and I'm like, actually, no, I'm going to drop out. I want to do this and that and that. So I need to myself display it, go to school, go to university, show you that it's cool. So that's part and parcel of what then I would say the society has an obligation to the youth in terms of that.
Yeah. And who is Ncumisa beyond just being a neurosurgeon? What do you do for fun? What do you do when you're not in surgery?
This part is always a bit embarrassing. I've been studying my whole life until literally when I qualified a month ago. So there's a sort of a limitation in terms of what I do for fun. I tend to go out a lot with friends. I love dining out. And of course, as a typical girl, I love shopping. So I'm sorry to say that on national
Which
TV.
Which is very evident.
Oh, thank you. I love shopping, you know. It actually, you know, when they say it's therapeutic, I can attest to that. So I guess it's my way of still sort of living the dream of fashion designer that once was within me. But number 2, I absolutely love traveling. Now, traveling involves both national, international, anything, if it has to do with me moving from point A to point B and sort of experiencing how somebody else lives their life, you know. So I enjoy going to, you know, myself and some friends of mine will at times decide, okay, fine, we'll go to Magaliesburg, we'll go to Hartebeer, we come to Cape Town a lot. As you know, I'm based in Pretoria. And different places around the world that I've been, of course, historical cities, you know, Rome, Turkey. Turkey is one of my favorite destinations, actually.
I'm yet to go.
No, you should. Go to the city called Antalya. You know, it's beautiful. And of course, Istanbul, the history behind it. And a couple other places. I love traveling. So if it means me moving from point A to point B just to experience how somebody else lives their life, I'll do it.
Then it's enough,
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your incredible story
Thank
with
you for
us
the
and being an inspiration to young South Africans and the world, actually.
Thank you, Bonnie. I've thoroughly enjoyed the time with you.
Wow, what a tremendously inspiring young lady. So now we're asking you on social media, who is or what is your favorite quote from a woman that truly inspires you? And we've gotten such amazing responses. Thank you. So let's go to Ikateng. She says, oh my word, where to start? If you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. Hashtag African proverb. I love that. Then Danielle Isaac says, wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are, from Marilyn Monroe. That's absolutely beautiful. Then when you get, give. When you learn, teach, by Maya Angelou. Oh, we absolutely love her on the show. Thank you so much to Elusha Gumbi for that. Thank you so much for all of your comments. Keep them coming on Facebook, and we'll be sure to share as many as we can on the show. Now, share your love for Dr. Gilata on our social media accounts, and remember to answer our question for the day. So, which quote from an amazing woman keeps you inspired? It's Afternoon Express on Facebook and Afternoon Chat on Twitter, and don't forget to use the official hashtag Afternoon Express. You can also give us a call on 021 430 9881 and let us know your thoughts. After the break, Clem and I will be making a very special sweet treat that he learned from a beautiful, very special woman who is very dear to him.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Women's Day again. And if you're looking for a way to extend your Women's Day celebrations, look no further. From the 16th to the 17th of August, the annual Top Women Conference will bring together a host of iconic leaders to drive discussions around gender empowerment in business. And to stand a chance to network and rub shoulders with thought leaders and captains of industry, simply SMS the keyword Top Women followed by your email address to 33650, and you could win 2 all-access passes to the conference. SMSs are charged at R1.50 per SMS, and free SMSs do not apply. T's and C's can be found on the Afternoon Express website. For more information on this fantastic event, visit www.topwomen.co.za.
Clover fresh milk is way better than any other milk. Made with love by Clover. So did you know that apart from being Women's Day, today is also National Rice Pudding Day? So in celebration of this iconic dessert, Clem is preparing a delicious recipe he received from a really dear friend and apparently the most amazing woman in the world. And it's been passed down through the generations to all of the women in this family. So we are not too sure how you got your hands on this recipe, but I'd love to know how, actually. And of course, in celebration on National Rice Pudding Day, please tell me who this most amazing woman in the world is.
Oh, let's actually say it. It was from you! Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
I consider myself a very dear friend of yours because I actually know that you have a serious love affair with rice pudding.
I really do. You know why? I don't love desserts because I don't really have a sweet tooth. But rice pudding.
Rice pudding?
Rice pudding.
Okay, so let's get started on this rice pudding. But I've
Yes,
kind of adapted
please.
slightly to things that I know that you really like. Okay. So you're gonna rate me
Like
at the end,
butter and sugar.
This is kind of like a how well do you know genie recipe. Okay.
Yes,
Okay, let's do
love
this.
it.
So on
And you've got to teach me how to make it because as much as I love eating it, obviously you at home know and you know that the kitchen's not really my comfort zone.
Okay, cool. Let's get cracking. So, a nice heavy base pot, because I'm trying to control the heat really well.
Yeah.
The thing about rice puddings is sometimes you make a custard, or you're going to end up using the milk. You don't want to scorch it. So, a great way to do that is to use heavy base cookware. And as you gradually heat up the milk, instead of having hot spots, it's popping there.
Wow.
Very, very important. So let's get started.
You learn something new every day. And if you would like to know how to make this recipe as well, all you need to do is SMS the keyword clover to 33650. All the information will be sent to you. Easy as that.
Very
Okay,
easy.
butter.
Cool, butter's in the pan, so you can actually
Love.
pass some rice now. So I like using normal long grain rice. You could use jasmine, basmati. Don't go and use sushi rice. Just saying, don't do that.
But you do kind of want a rice pudding to be sticky.
You do, but the sushi rice is going to be too sticky.
Oh, and quite
You'll
chewy,
be able to
hey?
bounce it off the wall basically by the time that you're done with it. So you're not going to, you don't want that.
All right.
So rice goes into your butter. And the same way when you make a risotto, you want to toast the rice. The butter kind of, all that delicious flavor gets absorbed by the rice.
Ooh.
And it goes nice and shiny, just like that, exactly like you want it.
Yeah.
So once it's nice and malted, you're going to add some coconut milk, if you can pass that to me. And you can actually pour it in. This is really great because it adds a nice flavor to it. We are going to use clover
Oh,
milk
this is
as well.
nice chunky coconut milk.
It is chunky. With coconut milk, the chunky, the better. So that's
Yeah.
cool. So what's going to happen is the rice is actually going to cook in your coconut milk and end up looking just like this.
Yum.
So now comes the fun part. We mix it all together. So
Okay.
I've got some eggs. Let me put you to work. Can I put you to work on Women's Day?
Not really.
No,
but
okay,
I'll
cool.
do
Then let me do it. I just feel so
No,
wrong.
I'll do it. Of
Okay,
course
cool.
I'll do it.
Eggs going into a bowl,
Okay.
always free range.
Yeah.
And then I've got some sugar for you. And if you can just whisk the two together.
Of course, I can whisk anything together. It's because I like whiskey so much.
You could have actually used that in the recipe.
Oh, a little shot of whiskey would have been
A little bit,
delicious.
Absolutely.
And of course, the alcohol would have cooked out.
That's also true. Okay, cool. So in goes our cooked rice that we cooked into the coconut milk.
Okay.
You can kind of break it up and mix it all together.
Yeah.
Just like you're doing right now.
Okay.
Great. So now I'm going to add the clover milk. And I use clover milk, full cream, obviously, because you want that nice flavor in there.
Always full cream for me.
Always. And also because each liter of milk gets tested 55 times, which is very important.
Wow.
Exactly. And there's a very high standard of milk.
Tested for what? Like
There's
for
so many
cleanliness
things
and...
to get-
Okay.
the end result is a high quality and a constant quality product.
All the nutrients that you
Exactly.
need.
So that's looking beautiful. And here we go with our milk. And it's super delicious. And the flavor of milk is just so beautiful in rice pudding. It's
this
kind of
is
like a
just
signature.
So creamy, so tasty.
That and vanilla paste.
Yes.
So what you're going to do is you're going to mix it all up. You're going to pour it into a dish. Don't worry about pouring it into a dish. I've already done that. I've got one that's baked off perfectly over there. Then I've got some caramelized nectarines. If you can pass that to me.
Sure.
And what I want to do is kind of be nice and rustic about it. I just want to dip it in the middle.
You
of
love
the...
a little rustic.
I love being rustic in the kitchen. Just like that. And then I've got a little bit of brown sugar. You can just sprinkle it over there.
Yeah.
And I've got some coconut. Let me just grab this over here. I'm going to
Okay.
finish it off with a little bit of grated
You're gonna
coconut.
grate
That's
it.
our beautiful, beautiful dish.
So easy.
It is so easy. Yeah.
Oh, stunning. What an absolute treat this Women's Day. I'm going to really enjoy that.
There you go. All for you.
Great. And I'm going to make these two as well so that I can take them home, an extra treat. So remember, if you want to make this delicious recipe at home, all you need to do is SMS the keyword clover to 33650 and all of the information will be yours. Should we have a quick recap?
Let's do it.
Clover fresh milk is way better than any other milk. Made with love by Clover.
I hope all you beautiful women out there are enjoying your Women's Day, that you're spoiling yourself, and even better, your husband, your boyfriends, your children are spoiling you as well. And thank you so much for all your comments on social media. We asked the question, which quote inspires you the most by a woman? And Lindima Pisa says, great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. Eleanor Roosevelt. And Geamochalang Nuna de Kock says, my mom's quote, she forever tells me that the person you see in the mirror is the only person that knows you and is the only obstacle that stands in your way of success to whatever you do to make that person proud. Wow, that's incredible. I absolutely love quotes, especially when they're by women. The food doesn't stop there, and after the break, we're continuing in the kitchen, and Clem is going to show us how to make the perfect roast chicken. Love me a roast chicken. And we're back on the couch with Moneoa. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, we always read recipes asking us to either roast, bake or grill. Today we find out what the difference is between these cooking methods before Clem prepares a delicious roast chicken. And if you like this recipe, all you need to do is SMS the word dinner to 33650. You'd never say I say that word number every single day. Okay, so grill,
Bake and roasting.
Okay.
People always get very confused when they read a recipe and it says bake this in a roasting tin. They're like, but that's two different things. How do I do that?
And also bake and grill, there's like different signs that obviously I don't know what they mean.
So here's the thing. So if all three methods do involve dry heating, which is how the meat, the cake, or whatever you're busy cooking is cooked. Okay. So the difference is grilling is at a much higher temperature. It's actually close to your grill. Yeah. The aim is always to kind of caramelize or gratinate or to get that crunch. Okay. Roasting generally takes a little longer. You're going to end up with a still crunchy element sometimes, but it's still essentially the same method, just not as high. Baking is baking. You're starting with a liquid product, like a batter, and you end up with a cake, for instance. Okay. It's the same thing. Don't freak out. It's just your temperatures and how long you're cooking it for. Very, very important. So if people, we've had this question, how do I bake in a roasting tin?
Yeah.
People have asked us this on the show, so it's the same thing.
So am I always burning things because I use grill a lot?
Grill's not going to help you cook your food faster. That's another thing. It's just going to kind of gratinate and darken really quickly. So you're going to end up with a beautiful crispy chicken on the outside and it's going to be raw in the middle.
So that's why we roast a chicken, we don't grill it. But then you can grill right at the end just to
There we
get
go,
all...
for that nice crunch on the skin. So let me just turn this off real quick. So this chicken has taken us 50 hours to make.
Scusi.
50 hours to make, okay? It's sat in a brine of equal parts sugar and salt and garlic, bay leaves, and some peppercorns and water for 24 hours. And then another 24 hours in the fridge, uncovered, which is why the skin has done this on the outside. All the moisture's come out of that skin, so it's going to end up being super crispy. So I then need to put it to work again.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a butter that I've made out of garlic, thyme, butter, of course, salt and pepper. What I need you to do is kind of stick it between the skin and the flesh.
I have to tell you the story that happened, and this is a true story. I was in high school or university, and my mom phoned me and she said, "Oh, Jeannie, I'm running late. Won't you please get the chicken in the oven?" And she explained to me how to do it. And I did, and everything was amazing. Until she came home and cut the chicken to serve, and she realized I didn't take the bag out from the inside. Well, who knows that you're supposed to take a bag out of inside the chicken? I didn't know that. So
cool.
kind of
So that's going straight in the cavity. I think what you got to put some between the skin and the flesh, but that's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
Did you want it to go in the cavity?
Or some in the cavity. Like that's half a brick of butter in the cavity. That's going to be a very moist chicken. Okay. I'm happy with. I mean, that's good, right?
I mean,
there we go.
Weren't really clear.
Cool. So that's perfect. Exactly what you're doing right now. So talking about grilling, baking, and roasting in our grilling oven. This is really amazing. There's 3 individual zones, just like our cooking top that has 11.
Yeah.
So I can do all 3 methods in the oven all at once, which makes my life super easy. So what I did earlier was I was actually busy baking off our rice pudding the same time I was roasting off our chicken.
Okay.
Right, so can I show you what a 50-hour chicken looks like?
Yeah, because I'm never going to cook chicken for 50 hours, but I'm definitely going to want you to make it quite often.
I feel like I got myself in some serious trouble. Gonna be like,
yeah.
Hey, Clem, can you make that 50-hour chicken for me, please?
Ooh.
Okay, let me show you what this guy looks like.
I mean, it's going to taste delicious.
It is going to. 50 hours to make 5 minutes to
finish.
Can I
put the butter on top? Sorry,
because
I'm taking
absolutely.
this very
seriously. Let me just turn it for you real quick. So, that skin, because it's sat in the fridge for 24 hours uncovered, is papery thin. And the chicken is so moist and so tender. Yeah. Guaranteed it's going to be the best chicken you've ever eaten. And
really?
I've made some mash for you, and I've made some gravy. I am looking after the woman in the loft today.
You are such a legend. And of course, you can be part of this tastiness as well. All you need to do is SMS the keyword dinner to 33650. Oh, presto, here's dinner. This is definitely my dinner. How yummy.
Grundig, for a good reason.
Welcome back. On the couch, we still have the beautiful Moneoa. Now, you recently got an opportunity to incorporate your love for dance and your love for music.
Yes.
And campaign for women's rights in a project. Yes. Tell us about it.
So that was for a project for the UN. And yeah, we actually shot it here in Cape Town. They chose myself and Gigi Lemaine to be the 2 representatives.
We love Gigi.
Yeah, we love Gigi too, girl. So they chose her and I to be the 2 representatives from South Africa for the campaign. And we shot a music video, a remake of the Spice Girls hit Wannabe. Yeah, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So, for those who don't know.
Yeah, we actually have a clip of it. So we're going to take a look at it.
Oh my goodness. It was so much fun.
How fun was that?
It was incredible.
It was insane.
It was incredible and so much more satisfying to watch.
Yes.
Like shooting it was like amazing.
Yeah.
But like watching the finished product was like even more like amazing.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, it was Superman. And it was
so empowering as well.
And it's such a big deal as well. I mean, I'm a feminist, so I've always
Yeah.
been pro anything that empowers women. And also the fact that it's such a big campaign across the world. You know, Victoria Beckham was involved in it, Meryl Streep,
That is quite an
Jamie
honor.
Foxx, a lot of
Yes.
people.
Yes.
So for me to be associated with those kind of names in a
Yeah.
campaign is
Yeah.
like, huh? I mean, we never got to meet them, obviously, but
They know about you,
they're
girl.
part of it, girl.
Absolutely. Another beautiful campaign that you partnered with Nhlanhla and Lira on
Yes.
for a beauty product.
Yes.
Made Waves is making waves, and
Yes.
you guys collaborated on a Bonner cover for it. And
We did.
out of it came a lot of stuff that you said about how you feel about young women, your concern for them and where they're at. And you're very
Yes.
conscious about that.
Very.
Why that decision?
I mean, the campaign that we did for this beauty product is titled We Are More. And we are obliged as the icons to share what about us, what it is about us that makes us more than what you see.
Right.
So for me, I've always been an advocate for women, like just being okay with their circumstances. I feel like being a part of this world, the industry, the entertainment industry, I see a lot of girls just fall victim to the pressures of social media. You know, everyone wants to be seen in a certain way.
Yeah.
So it sort of takes away a lot of the authenticity in being yourself and expressing yourself. So now everybody wants to be like, for example, let's say there's a Beyonce, and now everybody wants to be like Beyonce. And so people start to behave like Beyonce, post like Beyonce, pose like Beyonce, speak like Beyonce, dress like Beyonce. Where is the pride in being yourself? You know, all of a sudden, glamour is a thing. Now everybody wants to be glamorous. And
only glamorous.
And only
Yeah.
glamorous. And it just worries me because it's bringing people further and further away from themselves. And I mean, I grew up rough. You know, I grew up kind of, I grew up kind of poor. And I'm not ashamed of that. If anything, I want young girls to know that I grew up poor. I want them because that is the reality of many young girls.
Absolutely.
Many young
It
girls
takes nothing away from
live-
you. It takes-
yes.
yeah.
I didn't just become Moneoa. I didn't just wake up one day and I was
Yeah.
28 and I could afford to pop bottles in the club.
Yeah.
I had to work
Yeah.
to get to where I am. And so I see 16-year-old girls trying to dress in Louboutins and Louis Vuitton and Gucci bags and this and that, and that's like their thing now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
No
when
one
I was
expects that
16
of you.
I mean, when
You're
I was 16, yes.
I mean, you made a very strong statement earlier when we were chatting. You said you feel that influencers and celebrities have failed young girls.
Yes, I do. I really do. Because no one's talking about the background. No one's talking about the journey. No one's talking about how we got here. Everyone's
No
talking
one
about
has
I'm
a
here
story.
now, I'm
No one
fabulous.
has a story.
No one
Everyone
has a
just shows
story.
up perfect.
Yeah, be real. We see the glam you, but show us the real you. Because there's so many young girls who live that reality and they need leaders like that.
Absolutely.
You know, they
Yeah.
need to understand that it's okay not to
Yeah.
afford things at
They
a
need to
certain
understand
age.
that there was a journey and then you did
Yes.
come out on the other side.
Absolutely. Like, and now young girls are doing ridiculous things. Like, you know, there's this thing now with blessers and blessees, and it's become a norm now. It's okay for young girls to date older men so that they can also pay for, you know, these extravagant lifestyles that they yearn for.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's those pressures that worry me, and it's becoming a thing. When I was 16, the thought of an old man was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
now with young girls, like, okay, what can you do for me?
Wow.
It's worrying.
Yeah.
It's concerning.
Wow. We're going to chat a bit later, and we've cooked you a roast chicken.
You guys are so good to me. What is this, home?
I cooked you the roast chicken. Now, don't forget about our Win a Home bi-weekly competition, where this time round you could win a Plascon paint voucher to the value of 5,000 Rand. Head over to privateproperty.co.za, click on the Win a Home logo and vote for your favorite design duo. This also automatically enters you into the draw where you stand a chance of winning the biggest prize on South African television, a brand new home valued at more than 3 million Rand. And then you won't need a blazer. Coming up after the break, more from Moneoa Moshesh.
This is your chance to win the home you've always dreamed of. SA's favorite interior design reality competition, Win a Home, sees 3 design duos transform empty spaces into lavish homes. and one of them could be yours. To enter, visit privateproperty.co.za and vote for your favorite design duo. Put yourself in line to win amazing prizes in the bi-weekly draw and automatically be entered for a chance to win the grand prize, your choice of one of 3 fully designed homes in the Eye of Africa Golf and Residential Estate in the south of Joburg. The finished property will include luxurious finishes by Plascon and Caesarstone, as well as premier home appliances by Grundig, with a total prize value of more than 3 million rand. Competition details plus T's and C's can be found on the Private Property website. Watch the breathtaking properties come to life as the design drama unfolds and stand a chance to win the biggest prize on South African television, your very own dream home.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We've got the lovely Moneoa with us, and we are going to feed her silly with that roast chicken. It looks absolutely delicious.
I mean, Clem's just plating it up as we, and then this is also incredible. It is my favorite. I'm pretty sure you're going to want mains before dessert.
Yes.
I, on the other hand, am not even going to go for the mains.
Don't hold back, girl.
Moneoa, you're working on your 3rd album now.
Yes.
What exciting stuff can South Africa look forward to? The world, actually.
Oh my gosh.
That's all for you. That's all for you. And like,
So my music is going to look like this.
Mashup.
That's what that's what the album's going to be.
What this tastes like is what my album's going to sound like.
Sounds delicious.
It is delicious, girl.
Can't wait to get my hands on it.
Can't wait for you to hear it.
So when's it ready?
I'm looking at a September release. Between mid-September and end of September. So I'm in studio right now. I've been in studio for the past 2 weeks, and I'm collaborating with a few people.
Who?
I'm doing a song with Dream Team.
Yeah.
Definitely collaborating with Black Coffee.
Oh my word!
wow.
How obsessed are we with him?
Like he is
just
absolutely
my favorite.
amazing.
He's become my new favorite South African now.
For my
He's
favorite.
incredible.
He's amazing.
And I want some mashup.
Okay, so I was stalking your Instagram account,
Yes,
and I
yeah.
have to ask you a question. What happens when you're on stage and you're performing and you forget the words of your lyrics?
It happens all the time. So
what do you do? Are you just like no,
because people will know. People are like, girl, your song definitely doesn't go like that. I'll just be like, and then I'll like hand them the mic to finish off the lyrics, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, and then I'll carry on. I'll remember, and then I'll carry on.
When you're a
'Cause
pro,
usually they
there's
know.
so much you can do to
There's
hide
so
those
much.
moments here.
No, or not. I have to tell you a story. I was in New York and I went to a private concert by Guns N' Roses. Now, the singer has been singing those songs literally
Of course it was a
for
private
the entire
concert,
time that
darling.
I've been alive. And he was singing to an auto cue. I even know the words of his songs better than what he does. It was hysterical. Yeah.
But then again, like Guns N' Roses have like a gazillion songs. So
Yeah, they do.
You know, I imagine.
I know this.
And also they're quite old. Okay? So I imagine. No, like not like that. Not like that, but like you know what I
Don't
mean.
age shame on the show.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, I'm not even 30 yet and I forget everything. So I can only imagine.
I've been forgetting everything.
It's going to get worse.
We do have a caller on the line. It's Andrea from Cape Town. Welcome to Afternoon Express. How are you?
I am very fine. Just looking at that food you eating, but it's okay.
I
I'll
mean,
join
it's
you
delicious.
next time.
So what's your favorite quote?
My favorite quote is just when you strike a rock, a woman, you strike a rock.
Yeah.
What's in
And that is so true. And I wish every man in this country is listening to that.
Yeah.
And my favorite lady was Mother Teresa because she had no qualms about helping people.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the honor I could have today.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
for calling
watching.
us and chatting to us. Happy Women's Day.
Ah,
Thank you.
so lovely to chat to you.
Well, you had such a strong message for young women, and I'm so proud of you because it unfortunately it is rare to find young women who think like that. Well, maybe
absolutely.
there's many, but they don't have a platform like the one you have.
Very
So,
true.
Yeah.
Very, very true, especially in this day and age.
You know, Leanne Lamini does that End Girl Hate campaign, which I
Yes.
think is so amazing.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
what do you think more women should be doing to unite, young girls, just so that more women have each other's backs?
For me, the most important thing is to just share your journey.
Yeah.
And share it like as it is. Don't sugarcoat anything. Don't try to make yourself out to be something you're not. You said that a girl quoted something by Marilyn Monroe earlier, Danielle or something, and she said something about you being yourself
Yeah,
and not
you've
being
gotta be
someone
yourself,
else.
yeah.
Yes, like that's how it should be. Like if people share their true selves, like don't always sugarcoat things. Just because you're in the limelight doesn't mean you can't be real.
Okay, but then in saying that, I want to know from you, what do you think throughout your life has been the single most important lesson that you've learned that has made you who you are today? I'm throwing out the easy questions today.
Yeah. Just relying on myself and God. I've just come to realize that there's nothing that anyone in this world can do for me that I can't do for myself. And that I can't trust God to help me with. I used to have a very big dependence on people, like friends especially. When you're young, like you had like 100 friends. And then over the years, they go down less. So I think it's just trust yourself, believe in yourself, and be okay with yourself.
Yeah.
Be okay with not always depending on people. And by people, I mean everybody. Like, there's no one in the world who's too good to disappoint you, including blood.
true.
So just be okay with things that happen the way that they happen, and just be okay with the fact that you will get through it.
Absolutely.
Trust yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't depend on people.
Oh, you are wonderful.
Thank you.
We do have another caller on the line. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? What's your question or comment?
Pardon?
We're good. How are you? And what's your question or comment?
Oh, my comment is there's always this quote by my teacher, Busisiwe Penelope Ngwenya. She always says, be the best. Whatever you do, just be yourself. Just put yourself first and then be your best.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you so much for calling. Hope you're enjoying your Women's Day. Go out and treat a woman.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for all of your calls. We're still taking some of them, so give us a call. All right, so tell us, I want to know, what is your dream? What do you still want to achieve?
Wow, so much. Money.
Yeah, money's nice.
I mean, I want to achieve everything, man. I want to achieve, like, I want to be at the peak of my career. I want to perform on stage for millions of people, or hundreds and thousands of people, and I want to travel. I want to see beautiful places. I want to get married, and I want to have children. Not too
Do
many.
you have a boyfriend already? Is
I
that
do.
okay? Sorry, guys.
She's taken.
Finally.
Those are beautiful dreams, and I'm sure they'll all come true.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So now, how's the chicken,
This
ladies?
chicken is insane.
Like, wow.
I just kept eating while you guys were, I was like, Jeannie, ask another question.
Yeah, remember when I said I want to be real? I'm about to show you real right now by going on this chicken. Like I'm at home.
I love that. Okay, I want to know how. Out of
Amazing.
10?
10, 11.
Clem, the 50-hour chicken is a hit.
Like.
And of course, we want to know how. Let us know if you decide to cook this chicken as well, or my rice pudding, because you will never regret it. It's so delicious. I'm waiting for you girls to hurry up so that I can serve you dessert now.
No,
I'm going to have a
absolutely
little
love
go at it. I haven't even had a bite now. I'm waiting
I came
for.
across a quote today that I was just salivating over all day, and it's by Maya Angelou again.
Yeah, she's our best.
And she says success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. I mean, it's so simple, but it's so intense. It's so layered. If you think about it, because just in light of what you said earlier on the couch about how people paint success and what it means, you have to define it for yourself. It can't look like the next person's, because when it doesn't turn out like the next person's, then you're depressed and you feel like you failed.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's the same. In fact, I believe in the same when it comes to happiness in general. A lot of people are like, okay, but, you know, well, a lot of my friends were in relationships before I was in one. And I kind of felt like,
all right, we unfortunately are going to continue this conversation because unfortunately we've reached the end of our time, unfortunately. But we'll be back again tomorrow on Afternoon Express. Until then, good night and happy eating.
Thank you for joining us.
Okay, I carry on.
Coming up tomorrow on Afternoon Express, we sit down with hip-hop artist Reason. Plus, it's the next installment of our Dr. Anushka Reddy Beauty series. All of that and more tomorrow, live at 4 p.m. on SABC3.
Search for a home on any device, anytime, anywhere. Private property, a home for everyone.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.